Pope Francis has published his first encyclical titled Lumen Fidei, or Light of Faith. The document was started by Benedict XVI when he was still Pope, and was later passed on to Pope Francis. The result is a text combining theology and current affairs that bears the hallmark of both popes. In it, Pope Francis invites everyone to let their faith cast light upon their existence. He states that faith is not arrogant. Instead, it strengthens the bond between peoples and is the concrete service of justice and peace. The prefect of the Congregation for the Doctrine of Faith was one of the speakers in charge of presenting the encyclical.
The
encyclical wants to reaffirm the fact that faith in Jesus Christ is a fundamental value for mankind, and that it is good for everyone for the common good. It does not only cast light upon the Church, nor is it only useful to build an eternal city in the afterlife. Faith also helps us build our own society, so that we can walk towards a future filled with hope.
The text contains different definitions of faith, and the Pope highlights that faith is born from a special encounter, and that it means trusting in a love that always welcomes and forgives, that supports and orients existence. Pope Francis uses examples taken from everyday life to explain his line of thought. For example, he says that the promise of true love between a man and a woman is binding for life, and that in many aspects it recalls the features of faith itself.
A pillar was lacking in Benedict XVI trilogy on theological virtues. Providence willed that this missing pillar should be both a gift from the Pope Emeritus to his successor and a symbol of unity. For in taking up and completing the work begun by his predecessor, Pope Francis bears witness with him to the unity of faith. The light of faith is passed from one pontiff to another like a baton in a relay. It is useful to know that for the year of faith we repeatedly asked Benedict XVI to write an encyclical on faith that would somehow be a sequel to the trilogy he had started with Deus Caritas Est on love and Spe Salvi on hope. The Pope was unsure about bearing this burden. However, our persistence eventually won, and Pope Benedict XVI decided he was going to write it and publish it at the end of the year of faith, but history decided otherwise.
The encyclical contains familiar topics in Benedict XVI's magisterium, like the notion that having faith also means possessing reason, and that faith itself is not a private matter nor a personal opinion, since faith, it states, without truth does not save. The document also cites some of Pope Benedict's favorite authors, such as Nietzsche and T.S. Eliot. The first encyclical by a pope is usually key to understanding the priorities of his pontificate. In this case, it's important to note that Pope Francis's first encyclical highlights optimism and hope.